In 1929, the Simon Commission visited India to gauge public opinion on the Indian constitutional progress towards self-administration. While the Indian national leadership boycotted the commission, the Nagas presented a memorandum stating that they did not wish to have anything to do with the people of the plains and wanted to be left alone to develop their own political and constitutional systems.
British Malata ne keti bukam hatoga ekesheki naga club zaununu nagama ko ne British Malata sa he hete krita toy hete independent lata toy hekre jose bota toy.
The British Cabinet Mission came to India in March 1946 to lay the basis for the transfer of power in consultation with Indian leaders. The Naga National Council submitted a memorandum insisting on the unification of all Naga tribes, local autonomy and a separate electorate. Nehru wrote a letter on August 1st, 1946 to the Naga National Council stating that the Naga territory was much too small to stand by itself politically or economically and that it consisted of rather backward people who required considerable help. In 1947, Sir Akbar Haidari succeeded in concluding an agreement with the Naga National Council. The Nagas were to be under the guardianship of India for 10 years, after which their status could be reviewed. The internal administration was to be left with the Naga National Council. But this agreement was never executed. In 1949, disregarding the agreement with the Naga National Council, the Constitution of India declared that the Naga Hills district was a part of India.
Naga kwala se di Assam Governor Akbar Haidari o kechu heko krida to sa India zel hosa heko se tehar to tele heko dukhi to tele I kecha pukhi pusha sa Gandhi pula kecha India chapahi neko dukhi to kecha sa susa theje mote potu mote mu abur di India ma bu naga ma dukhi kecha hansa o kobunu India ko atu khapere toy 1947 ha eko Nagaland independent ho Nagamari pothe poshoi kaise to ho I kechu pise ki ju pesi yun ori pesi le shu pe mo a telegraph pe mo sasa a pe India mari British India re pesi wa kechu sukam haiti nu pat te ko chwate eko.
Under the leadership of A.Z. Fizo, the Nagas began to organize themselves politically and militarily.
And he said that the white government is gone, the black government has come. Now he explained what is going to be. In fact, some of them can be said to be true. For instance, the land will be taxed. They say it being taxed, they saw it being taxed in Assam. This will come to you. They saw agricultural commission going and counting the cows and pigs. So he said, your cows and pigs will be counted and you will be taxed. Well, may be true. He said, you will not be allowed to eat beef. Well, this is what's happening in India today. Cows slaughter will be banned and you will not be allowed to eat pork because of the Muslims. All this the Naga villager had seen across the border. So they believed it. This is independence. Because the land belongs to the people in Naga. The land belongs to the village. And that is the sacred as far as they are concerned. And if they come to know that this will be taken away, then they will go with anybody.
In a plebiscite conducted by the NNC in 1951, 99% of the voters opted not to join the Indian Union. Nehru wrote to Fizzo that the government of India would never recognize their claim to independence. Fizzo and other leaders were arrested. Later, Fizzo was released and he went into exile in London, where he died in 1990. On 30th March 1953, Nehru came to Kohima with U Nu, the Burmese Prime Minister. The NNC's request to present a memorandum to Nehru was refused. The Nagas walked out of the public meeting angrily. Nehru could meet only the village chiefs and translators gathered there by the local administration. The Indian government sent armed police to capture the NNC leaders who went underground.
So, Henning would hear, say, they are out as a has only the way. Say, boy, Professor has seen my tether.
In 1956, armed forces were sent into the Naga hills to subdue the Naga army, which had established control over Kohima. Thus began the Battle of Kohima.
High school
Ego Mrs. Japan Mamu British Mauna Kayaga second hand goes also mostly in the Tennessee. The Puyagaza goes a city in Gozagayaga. Ego defense Chegabago cross Sebo Zibamana, go call Tedo, TV Tower Chegaja, Luginu, go Rababuche, Dictaria. Vivasoro, Taja Tehibotuya, Rena. Jahunda. Jemga Taleson Badaya, which he was Nuza, take a Yabada is Yale.
Yunja Serre, the Japo, Jacane, Jas says, Jadian, Tizi Yapa, take Chinhi, Ikabo, Sidiki, Pise, Hekoranano, Vasoja, their hatches, seas over Naga Army Goritadim.
Nagamoga de Chatala, Kira Hotazo. Mu Uncoa. Yoduki Sor Gramus di Shidatala o Nagamase Pete Ura for there. The Ura for the Unco Zeta Hetsre Zeta Hetsidi o Uncora Hamasarazo Nagamor Sarazo. Derenqua Hopa Caperua there. Tim Tenuris was it clear?
When the Indian army came to Naga Hills and to Ensang in 1956, they didn't have much reference. They didn't know these people. They could not recognize. There was no way of recognizing who was friendly and who was unfriendly. To them, all the people looked the same. At that time, the Naga army didn't have they didn't wear uniform, they're all guerrillas. They're still guerrillas. So, they were oppressive to everybody, searches, arrests, even killings. They grouped villages and put them together under the watch of an army camp. They were living within barbed wire fence. They could not go out to do their cultivation. Their food stocks ran out. The theory of the very foolish planners was that the gorilla is like fish and the people are like water. If you take the water out, the fish would die. And in that hope, they started gathering people and putting them in what can be called concentration camps.
Before the center took over, it was in 57, took over Naga Hills and Prinsang, the army tried to copy what the British had done in Malaya.